Hi, I decided to put online a video about repairing a Milwaukee hacksaw, electric hacksaw. I have two of them between my father and me. So I did one. Don't remember much how I did it, but let me try to do it again and make a video of that. Common problem with them is this chuck here gets stuck. So what you need to do is get a kit to repair it. Let me get the kit. This kit is available online from a couple of websites sell them. So here it is. Let's first take apart the hacksaw. We remove the battery. Put it in our electric screwdriver in order to unscrew all the screws. So let's try to remove the blade. We hardly can do it now because it's so stuck. You sure it works? Left, does it work or not?
Sometimes working, sometimes not.
Okay, so let's take it apart and exchange it. So, turn on my light. By the way, remember to cover the surface if you're doing it in home, not to piss off misses. Okay, so we start opening it. One, two, three, five, six. By the way, the blade is Torx. Don't remember what size it is, but it's pretty small. I have the whole set of them, so I just chose the one.
Different size.
Different size?
Yeah, smaller.
Okay, hold on. What's smaller size?
This is the one.
But this is how to get there. It's so. This is the problem. Okay.
While you guys are deciding, Jake is just entertaining everyone.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let's remove this one's. Okay, these two are smaller. They just had to make it different to make us more confused. Doesn't hold it? Okay, the problem is to get those screws. They're so deep, they had to make it hard. By the way, we're doing all of this just to get to the chuck, because it's covered by this metal frame, and it's impossible to get to it until we remove all the screws. Okay, let's try to get those out. I think I did it with just thin screwdriver. Okay, we finally got to these two last screws here, and you can't get to them with this kind of torque wrench. So the only thing that fits is this kind. Not sure where I got it from. I think it's from my previous mechanic days. It really fits, it's really thin, and this is the only tool you can get it with. I'm sure you can buy it somewhere in the store. Once I found this size, I just keep it in the bag with the saw, because that's the only one that fits. So these are two last ones. Okay, we removed all the screws. Now we have to open the whole saw. Okay, now we finally can open the actual saw. Here it is. It's open. Now we have to get to this mechanism. We have to remove this frame. It's also held with a Torx screw. And again, we don't know which one will fit. This one fits, the bigger one. Why they had to use two different sizes, I have no idea. Okay, this is the one that holds the frame. Now, we have to pry it off. Pry it off here. And I forgot, I think we have to unscrew some more stuff. Not on this side. Now we have to remove this part. And it's just held with two wires here, so nothing will happen. Basically, open it like that and remove the screw from the other side. This is the screw. So now we can finally remove this little frame bracket. So one, and pry it off, open here, two. Okay, bracket is loose now, we can remove it. There is a rubber on it. We just basically force it out. Basically, we just have to force this rubber boot off. You can do it with the help of screwdriver. Now, we finally got to the chuck. Now, there is a holding ring over here in the front, and we have to remove it. For that, I use my regular small pen knife. There's no way to get with anything else. It is hard to do, but without it we can't repair the saw. Basically have to find the end of it. Here's the end. Here, we got the end of it, and we're removing the whole ring. The new kit has the new ring, so you won't have to reuse the old one. So even if you break it, that's okay. Here's the ring that holds the whole assembly. Now we're removing the front part. And we're gonna remove the cam. We just pry it off with the screwdriver. So we kind of open it because it's spring-loaded and pry it off. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Sorry. First, in order to remove the can, we remove the actual holding. I would call it finger, the one that actually holds the blade. Here it is. Now we can remove the cam. The sleeve, and the spring. All of these parts will be new. here you are. We clean up the shaft. And we'll start reassembly. So here's the number of the kit you can get online. I already opened it. All the parts come with it right here. This is the locking ring. Okay, we start reassembly. So first we put a small first part. There are some arrows on it, have no idea for what. But anyway, it goes first. Then goes the spring, I would think. I think it's a spring that goes next. The spring has to go, so this part goes in the slit right here. So that goes in, spring is in. Next goes this sleeve. We put a, what I call the finger for the blade in. The pin. Actually, pin goes next, I'm sorry. Next goes the cam. So this part of the spring, this part, has to end up in this slot here. This way is going to be spring loaded. Now we pull the sleeve a little bit out and put the finger that holds the blade in. How does it go? I forgot. 1 second. 1 second left. Oh, here it is. Okay. One more time. So that part goes in between. Here. We turn it so it fits the hole here. We kind of turn it so it will be spring loaded. Find the hole, the opening right here, and put a finger in there. Guys, remember when you're removing your stuff, place them so you'll remember how that goes. So the finger goes out. Again, I'm removing the finger. I already assembled it and now I'm just retracing it again because there is a trick to it. So when you're holding your saw, this is the way you hold your saw. The spring, this part should be like that, not like that. This is important.
So the stent needs to be facing up.
So this part is on your
Left. And the center piece is facing up.
Then we can place this part. So this hole will correspond with this hole. Then we put a cam. So this hole will end up on a spring. Okay. Then we wind it up so it's spring loaded, and we place this holding finger part into the opening, into the hole. Here you are. Now it's done. Now we can actually put the cover on. you should try it with a few. There's only one position which is right. Here you are. It's finally in. Now we're going to put back the retaining ring. Retaining ring goes into this little slot here. It's a whole project by itself. Kind of have to open it. I guess we will have to open it and place it ring by ring. So it's made out of 3 rings here. So first goes 1 ring, second ring. Yeah, you have to do it ring by ring. There's no way to do it any other way. This ring. Here. And we end up with this ring. Last piece. Here it is. Here it's in its place, I believe. Just to check it, you should push on one of them and see if it rotates around it. Make sure the ring is in its place in the slot. Done. Now the chuck will hold the blade. Closed, open. Works perfect. Now we should reassemble the whole thing. Again, we force this rubber piece onto the chuck. Actually, going back it's easier. Now we have to place it on this part, the front of the assembly. Here you are. Move this part forward so it won't be on the way. And here it is. It snaps in its place. Let's check the other side. Didn't snap yet. Here it is. Now it snapped. So we're going to replace this screws. Was it this one? No, it was the big one.
Very important that you keep track of your parts.
And thanks a lot for bringing the one that doesn't have. Okay, we'll have to do it with this one. One and two. Now we place a rubber boot back into the slot. Here it is on one side. Now we can put the cover back on. sure the switch is fine. This thing came out. Make sure it's gonna work. Yeah. Make sure the spring is in its place. Okay, now let's reassemble the whole thing. Here, the cover is back on. Something is holding it, so let's take it apart again. Let's see. Maybe one of the wires is not in its place. Make sure. No, everything is in. Yeah, everything is in. We can assemble it for sure now. Before we assemble it, actually can check if it works. Place the battery here and check. The switch doesn't work. So something was screwed up. Let's make sure. I know what is screwed up. This switch. So we open it again and make sure that this switch is in its slot. On the other side it's fine, you can feel it. Check this side. So when you're placing it, here it is. Make sure it comes out here. Now it feels right. We'll check it again. So, lock position. So it works. Now we can really assemble it. Okay, assembly is reverse of opening. This screw is different, it has smaller opening, smaller hole. Actually, I reversed them. Look at that, it came out here. That means it was the wrong place for it. So where does this go? Probably here? I think it's here.
So really the take-home message is to label your screws and make sure you know where they're going, just in case.
You can do that. But if you're impatient like me, it's hard to do. So we have 3 small screws left. Obviously this one goes here because it's so long. I still don't understand why they had to do it different screws at different heads. Made it more difficult.
That may be a different video.
Yeah. Make sure these are tight. And this tool, the smaller one obviously goes here. No, it's still this one. Okay, we'll check it again now. Put the blade into the new chuck. Locked. Unlocked. Chuck works. Everything works. Again, this is the kit. These are the used parts. In the case of my saw, actually this part was worn out. This part was completely worn out. Anyway, good luck guys and girls. Thank you for your attention. Be healthy.